Got a 1, a 2, a 3, and a hey-ya! Metal mic coming at you. Hopefully I got a clear shot. If not, then you're probably only seeing maybe my nose or my mouth speaking. But I'm hoping I got it right. Let's see here. Let's redirect a little bit. I think so. I'm pretty short, so we're probably getting us in shot right there. Hey, it's been a long time since I've made any videos, but that doesn't mean that I haven't thought about making videos and wanted to make videos. And here I am, I'm making the frickin' video, right? We're building up the momentum because summer's coming. Now, for those of you that live on the West Coast and other warm weather states or countries or whatever the situation, hell yeah, get out there and get picking. Right here, we just got 13 plus inches yesterday of snow, pounding. I spent the last day digging out the trenches, and today we're getting hit by snow right now. So as far as driving the alleys, garage sales for me, out of commission, ain't happening. But in the spring, it is going to happen, and we are going to frickin' go old school. We're going to go, if you go way back into my videos, you'll see lots of crude videos of me simply just driving the alleys, dumpster diving, garage sales, estate sales, hoarder situations, you name it. We're going to attempt to do all of it this summer and spring, of course, because spring is really my summer. If we get a good March, April, May, June, shit, I'm stoked because, hell, by August, summer's done. So let's round it up. Let's get right to the point, right? I got a couple of questions that have been popping up on my YouTube. Let me try to use my brain power to remember them. Someone had asked me to mention the light bulbs that I'm selling on eBay. I picked up this light bulb collection quite some time ago on Craigslist. It really was a guy who had inherited the collection, 3 18-gallon tubs of light bulbs. And he ran an ad, and I can't even remember how it is I found out about the light bulbs, if he ran an ad and he had something else. I think he had a train set or something. And I ended up going to his house, and I said, do you have anything else? Blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he takes me into the basement, and he shows me 3 18-gallon tubs of light bulbs. So I kind of was on the fence about the light bulbs, and I made him a $50 offer. I think he wanted $100 for all of them. I made him $50, not knowing if it was worth anything, but when I opened it up, I seen that they were old light bulbs. Well, shit, I've been sitting on those light bulbs. They've been taking up space in the garage, and basically what I've been doing is unloading tons of my personal items that I have hoarded over the last 15 years, let's put it. Gosh, it's probably not that long, maybe the last 12 years is when I did my most serious picking. I used to do estate cleanouts, driving the alleys like Sanford and Son, Lamont, non-stop back in the day, and garage sales, and I worked with my stepfather, Gilbert Marty, over in St. Paul at his junk secondhand shop. So this accumulation, this passion for hoarding and collecting has consumed me. And now I've been basically trying to shed loose all this stuff that's I'm drowning in it. And that's where these light bulbs come into play. So I put one on eBay for the hell of it to see where it went, and it went to the moon. And I've got a couple more listed right now, and they're hitting really well. So what that tells you is you need to be looking for light bulbs. I have one here that I can show you. I think, if I remember right, I pulled one out, and things to look for. Now necessarily, basically this light bulb here is broken, but it still has value. If you'll notice the base right there, you're not so much looking for a base like this, but not so much with the point on it like that, but you see that like ceramic right there? That's some of the earliest late 1800s light bulbs that exist from Edison. And I have a few of them. This is one of them. So as you can see, that's what you're looking for. This point is something that, yes, could be on there, but the ones that I have sold did not have this point. What does that have to do with anything? Just basically, you see that ceramic in there? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for your not so typical end piece. And most of these are actually marked Edison. They always have this point on top as well. Let's see if we can grab another old one over here. Here's one. Is this one broken too? Yep, it is. As the light bulbs click together, that's not cool. But here's another real early one with a socket, I guess, whatever the hell we want to call this. I'm not an electrician, I'm not a light bulb collector, I do not collect these, so I don't know all the terms, but what I can do is give you the visual. If you'll notice, the ceramic right there, this is very similar to the last one I showed you. Does it have a point on the bottom? I don't know. It doesn't matter if it has a point, but what you're looking for is that ceramic on the bottom, your not so typical screw in, and most of these are marked. This one sadly is not. The other ones that I sold were all marked Edison. I think we got one more here that I can show you as an example. Well, this is a Westinghouse. This is still very early. It doesn't have the ceramic on it, but if you'll notice it has an elaborate, you probably can't see that, and it has a little decal. So it's just very exciting. And I've got quite a few more, and most of them, to be honest, I was lucky enough, obviously. I met someone through eBay that was very inquisitive about my light bulb collection because he collected light bulbs, and he was able to give me some information of what to look for. He said basically the Mazda light bulbs, which I have a lot of that were in these tubs, were kind of a later period bulb, still in demand because people actually use them. So I'm going to sell those in lots of like 4, and I should do pretty well on those. And when I say pretty well, I'm talking 20, 30 bucks. You say, well, what the hell, that ain't pretty well. Well, it's called bread and butter. And you have to, if you're a collector, you're a businessman, a hoarder, whatever the situation is, if you are going to move some of your inventory or lot, you need to have bread and butter. What is bread and butter? Bread and butter is something that will just sell. You're not going to get rich off of it, but it's going to keep the wheels oiled, and it's going to keep your pockets oiled with money, and you're going to be able to keep going. And so when you're out and about and you're picking, and you have a situation like this arise where you can buy a large collection of items very cheap, remember that's your main focus. You want to pay cheap. Now sometimes, of course, you have to step up to the plate. There are some items that don't come on the market very often, or you're just not going to see them again, and you may have to pay a little bit more for them. I have lived and died by this motto. I have been burned on this, and I have also done very well by stepping up to the plate. Another thing where I've really done well over the years in collecting is buying items that were damaged, bayonets with the tip broken off, no scabbard, rusting, chips out of the handle, pieces that usually you can find in a dollar bin or in an old toolbox at a garage estate sale, things that are overlooked due to condition, because everyone is still hung up on this condition thing. Yes, condition is number one. Condition, condition, condition. We hear that, we're taught that, we know that. But there is an underlying flow of damaged stuff that the beginning collectors are looking for, even the high-end collectors are looking for. You say, well, what the hell does a high-end collector that has all high-end condition, A+ items want with a rusty bayonet, with the tip broke off, wood chips in the handle? Because some pieces are just simply so rare that even in this condition, they are highly sought after and highly worth your time and risk, because you can relatively pick these items up cheap, $1, $2, $3 at a garage sale, because most pickers or people that are having a sale, estate sales, etc., are greedy. They want the quick fix. They want the quick money. So they'll tend to overlook those types of people, get lazy. And that's where you need to strike. That's where you need to be a shark in waiting, and you need to breach the water, and you need to take that baby seal down, because you're a great white out there looking for junk. Am I hyped about it? You freaking believe it, man, because life is so effing short. Boom, done, over, gone. Enjoy your time here, man. Get out there and find it. Spitting the passion out. It's just spewing. Can't play football, gotta hunt collectibles. Got the Super Bowl coming up this weekend, eh? I don't know what team you're going for. I'm a Raiders fan, but I'm going to go for the Broncos because I got to go for the old man. I'm going to see Peyton go out on top with a ring. Then he can match his brother with 2 rings. Football aside, let me touch on something as far as eBay goes. I've really been cutting down my items, like I mentioned to you, and there were some German items in my collection. I collect German World War I helmets, World War II. But I really was kind of trying to, I'm moving away from the World War II because there's just too much stigma attached to it with the race card and the white supremacist shit. I just don't freaking need it. And you can't sell an item on eBay. So, here's the story. If you'll notice on eBay, you go on there, there's hundreds of helmets. German. Some have decals, some have remnants of decals, some have where a decal used to be and there's just a shadow. I sold 3 helmets in relic condition, no liners, etc. I think one did have a liner, but there was no decal or there was just a remnant. Now I thought realistically that this fell under that I could sell it. Because you see hundreds of people doing it, thousands. If you go on there, there's thousands of listings that fall under this category. So I thought, shit, this is in the bag, right? I got this, I can sell this. So I sold 3 helmets, boom, boom, boom. Did really well on them, and I moved them out because I didn't want them anymore. Came down to a final helmet. Right here, just a real beauty with remnants of a decal here that almost looks elite. But I want to say it was the tricolor, but boy, just that bottom. But it can't be because it's got a Vermont eagle right here. But there was always just that silver tinge right there that always got me. Whatever the case, this is a nice helmet. I want to say it's an M35. I haven't done my research. And it's a Q64. It's marked. It even has remnants of a unit right here. It looks like a 1-23 or 28. There's the metal liner still in it. Relatively a real nice helmet, and this was starting to get bids. This was the last helmet of like 4 that I put on there. It was pulled. Why was it pulled? This is the problem that you have with eBay with jerk-offs that are out there. A guy that collects helmets will report you for selling that, and then they will pull your item because you're not allowed to list anything with a banned symbol on it. So when I listed these items, I had a long paragraph at the beginning basically stating that this is a USA only sale. This cannot be sold to any banned countries. There is no banned symbols on this helmet. I have shown the helmet from every single angle. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is covered. I felt that that covered me through eBay's rules, and it did on the first 3 helmets, but it takes one a-hole to report you. Because what they do is they'll report you, then they send you an email, and they go, what happened to the helmet? Can I buy it? Because they try to do a deal offline so they don't have to bid, etc. Either that or you get a guy that doesn't like you. You get a guy that's just got his fucking thumb up his ass and he wants to be a prick. And they are fucking out there. I could go on and on and on with the eBay shit. So, helmet gets pulled. Then I get the email from eBay saying that it was pulled. I was stunned to read the reasoning. They are now saying in their rules that if it even had a symbol, you can't sell it. Even if it's gone. Even if there's no symbol at all, they're saying in their statement from eBay. This is how, and it's pick and choose. Basically, you can list an item and can sell, no problem. Or they can grab you and they can pull you. And what they can do, they can suspend you. They can make it very difficult for you to sell on eBay if you continue to relist an item after they've pulled it. You don't want to have too many of that going down, so it's not even worth doing at all. And prior to this, I was not doing that. But I thought that I fell under a safe category because it didn't have the banned symbol, and it would be a USA only sale, and I would not sell to banned countries, and I would put that in the listing. I read on there, in the rules, which I studied top to bottom, to figure out what this bullshit was about, that you can't even list anything, technically, that was German between 1935 and 1946. If it was used by what they want to call a hate organization. Does it get labeled that, the Third Reich? Sure, but couldn't we label Japan that, the US that? We could go on and on and on. We want to bury history? Whatever the case, I can't freaking sell it. eBay has got their head up their effing ass, and all of this is caused by an asshole that reported me for selling a helmet. There you go. Here's another great eBay story, because I'm on a fucking roll, and I'm on fire. Because I've been dealing with a-hole after a-hole, and at this point I don't even want to sell any of my shit on eBay, because I'm sick of it. I'm burnt out. Because you do get sick of dealing with these assholes, and they are fucking waiting in the bushes for you. I had a guy that bought a gas mask from me on December 23rd. He received the gas mask, gave me a positive feedback right afterwards, and then I did not hear from him until, I think it was about January 20th, 21st. He sends me an email and he says, you didn't give me feedback, and because you didn't, I'm going to now return your item. Can you frickin' believe it? I reported him. I did not have to return the item to him and get my money back, but this is the bullshit that you're going to deal with. Now, if the guy had just sent me an email and said, hey, you didn't give me a feedback, I would have went and maybe given him a feedback. The thing is I'm slow with giving feedback. I'll do it in little spurts. But I'm so far behind, I can't get to everyone and give them a feedback, nor do I have the time. Is it something I need to be doing? Sure. But I do it. But this guy, a-hole, and this is the type of shit that you deal with selling on eBay. A guy bought an item, gave me a positive feedback. A month later, he's upset because I didn't give him a positive feedback, and now he wants to return the item. And he stated that clear as hell, which I reported to eBay. But this is the shit that just infuriates you. And I sold a Tonka toy. I think it sold for 10 bucks. Here's another one. I'm whining, whack, because this is what it's all about, right? If I don't give you these stories, maybe you can identify with it, or if you're new to eBay, maybe you can use it to navigate this system. A guy got a helmet, or not a helmet, a Tonka. Let's go upstairs, you follow me. I'm waiting on company, so in the meantime, as I keep talking. So, I sell a Tonka crawler on eBay. It goes for 10 bucks, right? My buddy's not here, so this is awesome. So the item goes for 10 bucks on eBay. Awesome, right? Let me set this up here so I can get ya. Look at here, look at my ugly mug. So, I'll repeat myself for the 100th freaking time. I sell the item for 10 bucks, Tonka truck. And I have in my listing that you have to pay for your item within 4 days of the sale. That's not too much to ask for, you know? And then I have the automated eBay system set up that waits for 4 days. If they haven't paid, then eBay automatically just opens up a case for you. So the 4 days go. I sent them an invoice each day. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. He doesn't pay it, doesn't contact me, nothing. So the 4th day rolls around, he hasn't paid. eBay at that point opens up an unpaid item because I've got my settings at that. After 4 days, that eBay will automatically open up a non-paying bidder case against the buyer. They open it, he immediately pays me. Boom, what do? I immediately package the item, priority mail, with the tracking number, get it up, same day, print the receipt, and he overpaid $3.80 on shipping. I immediately, without contacting him, refunded him $3.80 through PayPal. I get an email from him yesterday, this guy, with his feedback of 26, mind you. Of course, it's always the a-holes with no feedback, just starting out. The new eBayers are effing a-holes. Not all of them, but at least 50%. There's this new entitlement type situation going on eBay. In the old days, you were protected. You could give someone a negative if they tried to pull this shit with you. Now, your hands are behind your back. You had better kiss their ass and make them happy. So he sends me an email yesterday and he says, "Yep, got your package today. You really got me on shipping. My postmaster informed me. And, do I smell mothballs?" So he's pissed off that I sold him an item that's 20 plus years old. If not, it's a lot older than that. I don't know, have the exact date on the top of my head. He's pissed off about that. He's going to insult me and tell me that I pocketed some of his frickin' shipping money, which I didn't. I kicked back $3.80 without even being asked because I'm a nice guy. Because I'd seen that he'd pay too much, and of course when I printed up the slip, I seen that there was $3.80 left. I fucking kicked it back to him because that's the right thing to do. You don't want to slaughter these people. There's no sense in that. And I go, I didn't take you for anything. I sent you priority mail in a 12 by 12 by 8 box with tracking. You got it within 2 days. Does it smell of mothballs? Yeah, it does. Because it's been in my cellar for fucking ever, and I keep mothballs down in the cellar. It does help with rodents. It keeps mice away. Not just moths, but it keeps mice and rodents out. So it deters them a little bit. A deterrent. Not much, but hey, I read it and I gave it a shot. And I don't mind it. So then I sent him an email back and I'm like, listen, I kicked you back your $3.80. If you don't fucking like it because it smells like mothballs, mind you, there's no F word in there. It's all ass kissing because he could give me a negative at this point. So I have to kiss his ass. So I tell him, hey, send it back to you. I'll give you a full refund. I'll pay for shipping to get it. I'll pay your shipping. I'll give it all back to you. Because they don't need this effing crap. Of course I don't hear from the guy. But this is what you're dealing with. Baby mentality on eBay. And you have to be prepared for it mentally. It can beat you up. Look at me, just admitting to you right now that I'm burnt out. I've been selling on, I usually start selling items right before Christmas so that I have a little Christmas money extra for the kids. And otherwise, eBay is, I keep it pretty slow now. And that's the reason why, is because there's really no protection for me as a seller. Anyone can claim anything and they automatically win. I mean, sure, you can word it certain ways with no returns, and there are ways that you can do it, but it's still a hard field to navigate. And the best thing to do it is not to overthink it. And even what I'm doing with you right now is probably making you overthink it, but don't. Just remember, about 1 out of every 150 to 200 sales you're going to have a jerk. And they're going to pop off. I have in the past paid them off, told them to keep the item and given them a full refund because it's worth it to me. And you'll also notice something else. When you do have these situations arise, they tend to be for items that are $5 and $10. It's just amazing. I have had more problems with items that sold for under $5 or $5 than I have anything. Years ago, when I first started on eBay, I used to put everything at 99 cents because I just wanted it gone. Then I began to notice this pattern. People were getting things for $2 and then being pissed off about it because it wasn't mint or it wasn't this or that. You really have to describe an item pretty rough in the listings, and that's what I've done now. I will literally beat an item down. I will insult it and say it's rusty, it's dirty, it's uncleaned, it smells, it's broken, and then I'll use these. These are very important. You want to have no returns, and you want to say this item is sold as is for parts, restore, or use. And that basically breaks it down. You can even put it in your title, sold for parts only. That way, if there is a problem, you can say, hey, I sold this as is, da-da-da-da. Beat it up as much as you can. Even nice items, you have to beat them up a little bit because they will find something if you don't. And they will complain about it. If you overhype something and say it's mint, shit, it's a problem. So here I am, I'm staring out at the winter wonderland. There's no picking today for me. I'm going to be hanging out here at the house, chilling, going through my inventory. What does chilling mean? I'm going to go downstairs. I've got hundreds of record albums that I have to go through and basically purge. Throw stuff out. Remember that. I've been preaching that now for months. Throw a couple items out a day because there's going to be items that you have in your inventory that are just shit. Throw them out. You know, it's not worth your time, and sometimes it's worth it to let it go, but don't get crazy. Don't throw out that light bulb because that might be worth a bunch of freaking cash. So, is that it? Yep, I'm burnt out, right? I whined, I wah about my eBay stories. I showed you my German helmet. If you're interested in it, I'll sell it to you for $250. $250 is a great deal on that helmet. It's probably in the value between $250 value, and I would pump it up to as much as $400, just depending on who you get and who needs it. Now there's going to be lots of people out there going, oh, it's worth $100. Some will say it's worth $500. I mean, you're going to have all kinds of opinions. But as a collector of military stuff for a long time, really $250 is a steal for that helmet. Double decal remnants on both sides, Army Wehrmacht, and I think the tricolor is on the one side. Q64. And that's it, eh? I'm out. I keep staring out into the snow. It quit snowing now, but wow. You guys want to see it real quick? Why not, huh? I don't even want to complain about the snow after what New York got hit with. I know Minnesota, we live in the tundra. I think it's 10 degrees outside right now. And we get pounded, but shit, when I seen that stuff that New York got hit with, that's when you're just like, not so bad. Let's take a peek though. Look at that, all dug out. The tundra. There's the transit waiting. I gotta uncover that deck. I gotta dig it out. There's my air conditioner. And that's what 2 days of shoveling. Alright guys. Right? Junking, picking, collecting. We do it all. Here's an interesting piece. This is my dad. That's John Annunziata. He had a comic book store. It was called the St. Paul Comic, downtown St. Paul. This was a limited edition comic that he had run in 1986. This is 25 of like 250 that were made. And the artist is Don Simpson, who did Megaton Man or something, I want to say is what his name is. And my dad also got drawn into issue 6 of Megaton Man. My dad's been gone since, I think, 2005. And I miss him dearly. So, if you guys got a friend, family, member, get out there, say hi. Let them know how much you love them. And get out there and find that junk. If you have no snow and you got warm weather, get out there. Hit those alleys, hit those dumpsters, hit those garage sales. Oh, please. Tell me about it. And somebody buy my German helmet. Hey now! Metal Mike. Always hunting, always junking, always throwing things in the trash, always rambling, always ranting. Because we're above ground and we are chilling in Manila. That's right. I have a poster of Dee Schneider, Yngwie Malmsteen, Kiss Creatures of the Night, Motley Crue, My Hero Howard Stern, Old Judas Priest, Metallica, Who Doesn't Want Dolly, and Venom. Into the pit.